Life is
Until
going.
now, we have learned that protecting your IP is important, but successful protection of IP depends on many factors. For example, the nature of your IP, different procedures for protection of each type of IP, or the local policies. Did you know that a patent granted in India is valid only in India? That's right. That is just one of the many considerations when seeking IP protection. Does all this sound difficult? Sure, it does. But aren't we here to make it easy for you? In this module, we will learn about registration procedures in India for patents, trademarks, designs, and copyrights. We will also get in the details of different international registration procedures and their pros and cons. Let's start learning.
Namaskar and good evening to all. I would like to welcome you all today for the L2 Pro workshop on demystifying patent prosecution for AI-related inventions. I'm your host, Nitin Sharma. I work for Qualcomm as Technology Counsel, looking after various intellectual property initiatives at Qualcomm India. I'm also co-chair of IPR committee at ASSOCHAM. This is the webinar series that we have started to connect with all on the field of intellectual property. As we all know, this is a century of intellectual property, and for any country who aims to play a significant role in the global economy, intellectual property plays a crucial role in achieving that goal, right? Through this webinar series and L2 Pro platform, our goal is to spread awareness around IPR. And today's webinar is a very interesting one where we'll hear insights around patent prosecution for AI-related inventions from multiple distinguished speakers, which I'll introduce them in a short while. Now, this series is brought to you by an IP course material called L2 Pro, which stands for Learn to Protect, Secure, and Maximize Your Innovation. So the whole idea of this started when we were actually working with startups as part of Qualcomm Design India Challenge program. We realized that some of the startups are very well versed with the concepts of intellectual property, and they have been using IP strategy for their benefit. But at the same time, there were certain other startups who needed help and handholding in creating a good IP strategy around their products and technological innovations. And this kind of led us to think about creating such a platform, and we were happy to partner with the DPIIT and CPAM to create this kind of a platform for startups, right? So this is a platform L2 Pro, which is basically a joint effort of DPIIT, CPAM, and NLU Delhi, and it aligns well with the government policies of Startup India and Make in India. This is a very comprehensive program which aims to provide the knowledge around all aspects of IP strategy, right? There are two versions. One is l2proindia.com on the website. One can go to the website and look at it. And there's another version which is in the form of app on your phone, and someone can download it and go through the course, right? As I said, this platform is Learn to Protect, Secure, and Maximize the Innovations. It's designed to educate startups, micro, small SMEs, and innovators or academicians who are basically pretty strong in technology but want to know more about IP and are looking for a comprehensive resource on that. So this course aims to increase awareness and better understanding on IP, which covers how to protect your innovations, through patents, copyrights, or trademarks, etc. And basically, how do you obtain value out of the innovations that you have come across? Right. This has three levels. The first level is the basic level, which basically talks about the fundamentals. Right. It covers the fundamentals around patents, trademarks, geographical indications, etc. basically tries to give you a comprehensive idea of what's IP, right? When we talk about IP, what does it mean? The next level is basically about certain other concepts around IP in terms of how do you get into NDAs, how do you secure IP, how do you commercialize it, and how do you basically understand the market landscape through the searches and freedom to operate searches, etc. And finally, there's an advanced level which kind of gives details around the funding, the venture capitalist in the context of IP, and so on and so forth. It also gives an overview of standards. I think that's one of the interesting topic for the tech startup, and also how the standard setting organizations work, etc. And finally, it also talks about how do you deal with disputes around IP in terms of infringement, validity, and so on and so forth. Right? So a quick view on how does it look like on the mobile phone through the mobile app. You get basically different concepts, and then there are certain questions that pops up to kind of refresh the concepts that's learned through this course. And there are also, if you see, there are also information around the government schemes. For example, startups in incentives for patent prosecution or patent protection, and so on and so forth. So basically, you get a comprehensive information around this. There are some introductory videos, basically that gives you a quick snapshot of what the core concept is about, which is then followed by the full details around that concept, right? And as I said, in the end, there is also a quick quiz that can help you refresh what you have learned in that. And finally, and last but not the least, there is a certificate that gets generated, which is a certificate issued by CPAM, NLU, and Qualcomm. And basically, it certifies that you have gone through this course and hence you are aware of the basics of IP. So with that, I would let's move on to the next segment of our session today. So I would like to introduce our first distinguished speaker, Pranay Prabhu Gaonkar, who is a founding partner at Menezes Gaonkar LLP, which is an IP protection firm. Prior to Menezes Gaonkar, he served as Associate VP and Head of IP Region India at Siemens. Pranay is a member of Executive Committee of GLIPA's IP Alliance in India. He's a member of National Council on IPR and chairman of ASSOCHAM's IP and Innovation Committee for Goa State. Pranay has around 18 plus years of drafting and prosecution experience with patent applications, majorly in software and emerging tech domains in jurisdictions like India, Europe, and US. He has drafted and prosecuted around 350 plus patent applications in the fields of AI/ML, cloud computing, telecommunications, e-mobility, etc. Pranay has obtained a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering domain and master's in intellectual property rights. He is registered to practice as patent agent since 2008 and a trademark agent since 2014 before the Indian Patent Office. It's an honor and privilege to welcome you, Pranay. Looking forward to hear from you. Our second distinguished speaker is Mr. Jasbir Singh. With degree in electronics, Jasbir specializes in patent prosecution, patent drafting, and patent analysis in the ICT domain, including AI and blockchain. Jasbir has a decade of experience in IP, along with hands-on experience of 8 years in telecom domain. He has established himself as seasoned and proficient patent professional. He is adept at handling voluminous patent portfolios of top international clients, and he's also a certified 3RIZ practitioner. Again, it's an honor and privilege to welcome you, Jasbir, as well. So with that, I think I would like to hand over to Pranay for his insights into the prosecution for AI-related inventions. Over to you, Pranay.
Thank you, Nitinji. Thank you for the nice introduction. I'll share my screen, the presentation that I have, and before we start, just a moment. Please confirm if you are able to see my screen. I'll put it in this full screen mode. Anytime the screen gets
Yes, it's
dark,
visible. Yeah.
please alert me because I'm not able to see whether it's moving or not. So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining this webinar and looking forward to demystify some of the myths basically that you have about protection of the AI via patents and in India and otherwise. I would like to start with the basics because the audience is very diverse, basically in terms of students to startup founders to maybe practitioners, patent agents, and so on. If I have to, start with the Albert Einstein's quote, if we knew what we are doing, it is not called research. The term artificial intelligence was coined back in 1960s, right? And there were also patents granted for the artificial intelligence, so-called artificial intelligence during those days. And now it's around more than 50 years or 60 years, basically, the research has been going in the space of artificial intelligence. Things coming together at the right time, maybe because you have that during those days, you didn't have a so-called computer. A computer can perform human tasks, process data, and so on and so forth. Today, we have high power computing systems, we have cloud computing systems. We also have users. Everybody has the phone in their hand. They want faster access to the data, faster insights, recognize patterns which they are not able to see, and so on and so forth. So there is a need, there is a platform, and there is a data, which is very important. Over the years, as you see from the advent of the internet, and a lot of data is stored into the databases. So data is the key for the artificial intelligence. And then you require the processing powers, the processing unit, the server farms to process large amount of data for the AI to be able to execute it and process large amount of data and give you something as output. So artificial intelligence in today's world is something, a model, basically. It can be called as a statistical model, heuristical model, neural network model. Now we are talking about regression algorithms and so on. The model trained to perform complex tasks, which earlier people said, okay, we want the machine to do what the humans do in an intelligent way. Today we are thinking about, we want AI to do what human cannot even do or cannot see. And that is where people are perceiving AI as a powerful tool, and it's also most sought after industry that will almost revolutionize every sector of the economy. So most of the sectors, or majority of the sectors, what we see, AI started already impacting since the last 7 to 8 years. The one primarily being the healthcare. One of the examples, what I learned from the healthcare is to identify or do the work that, or the function of the radiologist to assist the radiologist in identifying if there are any diseases. For example, if you are taking an MRI of an organ, it will help the radiologist to identify whether there is some kind of anomaly which is related to a cancer or any other disease. Manufacturing, definitely a lot of data is generated via the sensors. That data is stored in the cloud computing. It needs to be analyzed, otherwise there is no use of the data. Not just analyzed, but also analyzed in a way that we identify certain or predict certain issues in the system or challenges so that we can do some predictive analytics and so on. Transportation, supply chains, for example, scheduling or of these supply chain vehicles, basically goods, where they are reaching, authenticity of the goods, AI is playing a major role. Finance, banking, as you can see at your fingertips while using apps, or there is some kind of insights or the data or further actions that are suggested. Yeah, that is also something which is being done slowly, step by step. Information technology, definitely with respect to the this thing, augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality, or anything related to where the data transformation, data storage, and data presentation is concerned. While we see on one side, if artificial intelligence, although we call it broadly, it has aspects of machine learning where people use certain types of models like neural network model, the CNN model, the GAN, and so on and so forth, to recognize patterns, to identify anomalies, and so on. There's artificial intelligence, which is also called artificial general intelligence, and specifically artificial intelligence over a period of time, to also analyze data sets and make predictions. And then since the last 4 years, we are talking about the Zen AI, which is generative artificial intelligence, which talks about, which is generating the content from large data sets, large volumes of data that is being stored. As you can see, Google doing it, Bing doing it. And there are also images, you can create images and different forms based on your prompts and so on and so forth. So ideally, we are at a point where almost everything that technically exists today can be transformed using artificial intelligence. But when we say that, although it may sound scary, it's also an opportunity to transform use cases and with specific applications in mind, specific sections of the society, specific areas, basically. Right, and that is where I think we are here. Now, before I go into this, whether AI can be patented or protected, I want to step back a bit, basically, because when I was talking through my decade of experience in the corporate, to the even the inventors who are savvy about patent filings and something like that, we always were posed a question saying that, is software patentable? Forget about India, is software patentable anywhere in the world? And my colleague Jaspir will say more about it, but I just want to give you or clear the myth in your mind that the software can be protected through patents, and provided the software is used to solve a technical problem and produces a technical effect. Software can be used for anything, any area or application within the mobile phone, to computer, to iPad, to any interface, basically, which gives the information or where you can perform certain actions. But it can be protected provided it produces a technical effect. And when we say technical effect, it produces technical or a certain advancement in the technology compared to what is existing, which is then appreciated by the user because of increase in performance, increase in speed, the way the data is stored, the way the data is analyzed, the insights are provided, actions are performed, and so on and so forth. While the question of whether software can be patented was kind of a prominent in the spheres until 2020 or until 2019, where the decision came from the Delhi High Court, where the court first time emphasized that when the invention demonstrates the technical effect, it is patent eligible. And in September this month, the Madras High Court in the Microsoft Corporation case mentioned that if the patent application involves involving a computer-related invention, results in a technical effect that improves the system's functioning or efficacy on the effect on the hardware, or provides a technical solution to the technical problem, definitely there is emphasis added, leads to technical advancement or economic significance. Such inventions can be protected. And there is nothing like software cannot be protected. I think the best judges would be the people who are in the field, supporting people to protect the patents in our country. Now, looking at the software patent share in the US, it has grew from 26.5% in 1991 to 63%, 63.5% in 2022, right? And such a huge change where people, and when you talk about software-related grants, bearing the rejections, we also see that, okay, people were filing more into chemical domain of manufacturing, mechanical domain or electrical domain, hardware basically. But now almost 70%, 65 to 75%, 70% of the patents are related to software, or at least include a software component. The story does not change in Europe. While my experience with the Europe always have been, Europe was more or less not so lenient about granting patents related to the computer-related inventions or computer-implemented inventions, where in 1991, they had similar statistics, but until 1922, they could catch up with these USPTOs regime. And you can see that almost 50% of the patents in the European Patent Office are granted are related to the software. This also shows a changing trend over the years, that every 10 years or every 15 years, there has been 10% increase in the patents that are related to software versus the patents that are purely mechanical or chemical or pharmaceutical and so on. And I think this should give you a clarity and also help you share with your colleagues, friends, that software patents are indeed patentable. They have been patented since a long time. My experience with the Indian Patent Office of prosecuting around 300 plus patent applications, all related to software, back in 2013, not now, where almost I got one rejection, but that was not related, not because it was a software. So there was almost a good 100% grant, irrespective of whether the fact that they were all software inventions 10 years ago. So now looking at the AI-based inventions, whether AI-based inventions can be protected. Now you need to fit the AI as a component of the software. AI models cannot stand alone, otherwise they will be considered as a theoretical models, mathematical models, statistical models, heuristic models, which cannot be patented by itself. So AI models can be protected like software because they are coded into the software and then executed on the hardware like a processor. These can be also protected, and they also carry the similar restrictions that AI, if it is trained and it solves the technical problem, produces a technical effect. Now, the chances of AI-based inventions on one side getting granted are higher because AI involves some computation, some analysis, and some intelligence, which will definitely lead to the advancement in the technical field or protection of solving the challenges in a technical way. However, it is also restrictive in a way that if you go after protecting a specific type of AI solving a specific problem, your patent will not last in terms of the value, it will not last long. The reason because AI field is fast developing, and hence people may be trying out other models and doing the same thing using different types of models. So that is the caution that everybody has to take, that whenever the patents are drafted, it has to be broad enough to restrict to the so-called AI model, the trained AI model, or trained this thing. I have seen some patents where people specifically mention the GN model or the neural network model, but it will be short-lived because as the models changes and people use other models to solve the same problem. So some of the example AI patents which I wanted everyone to share with you people, you all, is, and mostly this I picked up this definitely not filed by my firm, all of them, but also by others. But doesn't matter. It only gives you an idea about the technical problem and the solution pair granted to the universities, startups, and individuals during 2020 to 2024. And these patents were granted in less than 2 to 3 years, definitely because of the good work the Indian Patent Office is performing in granting the patents at an expedited pace. So the first one is detecting infection affecting the plants or plant diseases. The inventor has came up with a solution or the patent was granted for detecting a plant disease based on a deep learning model. It will identify the area where the disease is infected, what kind of disease, what is the solution that we use for that, and so on and so forth, if you provide inputs like images. The second one is the technical problem is how to radiologically assess the biological and structural maturity of the immature patients, somebody with have bone deformities and so on. The solution for which the patent was granted is the bone health assessment system using artificial intelligence, where it was using large databases to find out accurately whether there is a biological and structural maturity in patients. The third one, third problem is related to adjusting the luminance according to the ambient condition. Normally, there were lights which were those called smart lights, where based on the ambient conditions, they will be turned on and off. That was a problem that the current art was solving, but in the technical solution, the patent that was granted was adjusting the display luminescence using the artificial intelligence according to the preference of the user, basically. So their user with certain preferences, and the AI will detect those in real time and using the sensors and adjust the display luminescence. Then the next one was the text extraction from the different file formats, including the multilingual files, which was a challenge cited by the patent. And the solution provided extracting text from the file in a broad way, but ideally you can see from the problem it is in different file formats and including the multilingual files using artificial intelligence. The second last was the leads in real estate, how to save the leads and create more efficiently, generate more leads and site visits out of the initial leads. So the patent was granted for the productivity enhancement for sales management using AI in the real estate domain. And the last one was the facial recognition based attendance system, where attendance system. So attendance system is more based on the machine learning. It will accurately identify the people based on the faces, but also using the intelligence of the AI or machine learning. So you can go to the Indian Patent Office database, the public search on the ipindia.gov.in, and type artificial intelligence or machine learning into the title or abstract, and you will find a lot of patents granted in the recent times. So I think with this, one should be clear that, or they should not believe, at least to the fact that as long as the invention produces technical effect, software inventions can be patented, as well as the AI-based inventions can also be patented in India. If you look at the trend, which I found from one of these websites, is the AI patents by companies, and this which was published in August of 2024. We see that Microsoft and the BBK Electronics are in the last two, whereas the Chinese companies, except IBM and Samsung and Alphabet, are in the top 10 basically, and they are doing very well, taking the leads. They are the first ones to protect the AI related inventions in specific domains or within this business area. So how to strategize or position whether you are as a patent attorney or whether you are as an inventor or a student or a startup, how to strategize is always you should benefit, or you should try to benefit from the first mover advantage. It's important whether you are transforming something using AI, which produces results helpful for your customers or the future customers, or you are trying to try different AI models and you know that okay, already somebody has done something, but you want to try using another model, AI model, then want to patent it. I think I would choose the former one because patents are filed to give you a competitive edge as well as creative value as an asset, or also to license and so on and so forth. The more you try to create parallel solutions, maybe they are better, difficult to prove because AI is a black box using different models. I think the success rate sometimes may not be unless you are able to prove that this AI model is better, but it also have to emphasize that into the claims, which may mean that people has to use the same AI model to infringe. Otherwise, yeah, they can work around using other AI models. So the chances of infringement become slim, and hence the value of the patent may also not be so distinct because you are left in the space for workaround due to the faster changes in the AIs, different types of AIs coming into the market. So how to start basically is to focus on an area, identify area, a need or an opportunity. Not a problem that I always started telling since 5 years to the people whom I interact with is that the time of problem and solution is over, is the time of opportunity and the offering, what you are going to offer, not the solution, but what you are going to offer to the customers. So you need to identify the area, the need, or the opportunity. If you are trying to put down in a conceptual mode that how you're going to, what kind of inputs you're going to give, what kind of models you're going to use, and what would be the final output that will be consumed by a customer. For example, when I was working back in Siemens, I filed a patent for automatically performing operations on a CAD model, computer-aided design model, where you use the software for designing a car, then you, with one click, or you just select an operation and it will find out the places where such an operation can be validly performed. And it was done using 2 or 3 AI models and probability of where exactly the spaces are applicable. So you can develop such models basically, and we filed the patent, and we found that okay, just 1 month later, the competitors started releasing videos of that they have similar solutions. Yeah, maybe they were not aware of the patent because it was not published, but develop some solutions where you can transform things, where people are struggling, high skilled labor is required, large amount of data to be processed, and so on and so forth. Definitely before you go ahead and think about protecting, talk to a patent attorney and see that, okay, can you validate, so can you get those solutions validated for filing patents, or estimate the risk that, okay, you are not copying something. So help me both ways, basically. Either you can protect it if nobody has such a solution, or if somebody has it, then you can always change the course right early, even before you have the product or MVP ready. That means you're not investing a lot of time. And then, yeah, then see that, okay, the patent lasts longer, it's drafted broad, does not talk about specifics too much into the main claims, especially, and so on and so forth, which your patent attorney whom you're contacting will help definitely. The question remains is when you're talking about the first mover advantage, that am I the first one? There are plenty of examples of first movers. Amazon online shopping, eBay was also there, but then Amazon did it well consistently over a period of time to make it a success. And Microsoft, for example, when it comes to Windows operating system, you name Indian first movers, Ola, Zomato, Flipkart, and so on. Definitely, they didn't start with the AI, but I'm talking about the business models. So I thought of covering some of the ingredients needed for patenting AI and ML inventions. This will help both the patent attorneys or agents and the inventors where to start it, what to give in the invention disclosure, and so on. And then, as you can see, when we protect AI into a patent, we don't see only the AI model or ML model. There are opportunities to the technical effect can be brought from pre-processing module, training data, how the AI model is trained in order to give a particular output, and the post-processing, where how the output of the AI model is turned into something that can be performed as an action or communicated to the user, visualized in a certain way, and so on and so forth. So what is more important are also these blocks. What I see from my experience is focus not just on the AI model, but also the pre-processing, the post-processing, and the training data sets. And not focus not just on the use case, but also how exactly things are done. For example, the pre-processing module, when AI model is supposed to find out something, for example, a cancer, particular type of cancer based on a MRI image, then the pre-processing module will identify the regions which are the key for processing, or based on which the AI or ML model is trained, using the regions of interest, segmentation, and so on and so forth. So this pre-processing module holds a key because it is trained to identify certain things from the raw image data. Similarly, the post-processing, as I said in the previous example of applying an action on a CAD model, for example, of a design of a car or a model of the car, if you're trying to see that, okay, you want to assemble the tires in 4 tires of so-and-so inch diameter, then the post-processing module should be able to put the AI model output and then convert into an action, which assists the user in designing the cars faster using the CAD/CAM tool. So what is needed to be provided is the components, the applications, the components of the whole solution, the system components, what I mean, the software as well as the hardware, the application of it, where all it can be applied, right? Not just maybe in a case of car, or maybe think broadly, in next 5 to 10 years, where can I stop my competitor using the same model for different purposes? And then the details of how the AI/ML is trained, although I would not recommend you put it into the claims, but also keep it as a backup, because sometimes in the health you can prove to the patent office this my AI/ML was trained differently than the AI/ML of the prior art, basically. And also how AI/ML works, that means you are also capturing not just how the model works, everybody knows how the neural network model works, but also how the pre-processing and post-processing also works. Definitely, I would say somebody can pick up your thoughts and draft a patent. Definitely, if you have this information, you need not require a prototype, training a real MVP kind of thing, and so on and so forth. But you can create a competitive advantage at a very early stage. The more time you lose, the more people are going to launch such solutions, and so on and so forth. And that is where start early talk to the patent attorney and or agent and try to secure your solution. I would say it's not even a product; it's just very early stage concept. So with this, I want to conclude with my how AI is eligible for patent grant as a subject matter and so on and so forth. Also, a word of caution, I'll not go in details looking at the time, but as a word of caution, I want to say that naming the AI as an inventor, right? So be cautious, careful, because there was a case of Stephen Thaler who filed a patent applications in several jurisdictions except Saudi Arabia and South Africa, who does not have extensive examination. Others refused to consider or considered the patent application as withdrawn because the inventor was not a natural person but rather a AI. But also you need to be cautious. The USPTO launched the guidelines on the inventorship. Maybe similar guidelines will be followed in India, I don't know. But again, they are evolving. But you have to be careful that what is your contribution and what is AI's contribution when you are trying to file a patent. If only in the cases, we are just changing a little bit of narrative here in this slide, is only if AI has developed an invention. I'm talking only about the cases where AI is developed an invention in this slide, where you can be careful about, okay, what is your contribution? It is more than just presenting a problem to the AI system. It is more than reducing the invention to practice, like the developers doing the software cases, or owning and overseeing an AI system, and so on and so forth, right? So, but rather you should be also involved in developing the building block. Somehow proving it would be this thing, but don't make that first mistake of saying that, okay, I have invented it when something is not concrete physically or not correct. Anyway, so this is all from my side. I wanted to give the perspective before the patent is being filed to get our invention ready. First thing comes from awareness, and awareness is that softwares can be patented. AI inventions can be patented, provided they produce a technical effect. Not now, since maybe a decade or so. So please correct this, and then you need to identify that, okay, that exists an invention. When you appreciate that there exists an invention, the rest of the things will be taken care by a patent attorney or agent who is ready to support you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pranay. I think this was excellent. I think really appreciate the kind of insight that you provided around what can be patented in the AI space and what to watch out for. So I think that's very helpful. I think we'll take the questions after the second presentation. So we'll move to Jasbir and Jasbir, please, yeah, over to you.
Hi, yes. So hello, everyone. So Pranay has already provided very insightful idea of AI, how AI is moving, and how the legal framework around patenting AI is has developed, and how the technologies are evolving in a very short span of time. So here I will be focusing more on how you can develop good strategies for procuring your patent on AI inventions, AI-based inventions. So I will just present, just a minute. I believe all you can see my screen.
Yes, just busy.
So to move on, first I will just give you a quick overview how the legal act have been evolved and whether what are the requirements for protecting your inventions. So these are the three basic requirements, that is the novelty, inventive step, and the industrial application. So that means your invention should not be known at the time of invention. It should not be an non-obvious to a person skilled in the art. Now, skill in the art means the person who is having a very expertise in AI, who can, by reading your specification, by reading your invention, can arrive at your invention. And that particular AI system, or I would say AI application, should have a use. That is the industrial application. It should not be having any abstract idea, because inventions are not granted for any abstract idea. We many times see that we develop any idea, and when we write down that idea, so that idea did not work out for us. Reason being because it was an abstract idea. So these are the three quick requirements and how the journey has evolved. Yes. So in 1970, when the act was enacted, so the requirement was the hardware plus software. That for software, the hardware need to be there, then only you can get a patent. Then in 2002, Section 3K was introduced, wherein the act excluded the mathematical or business method or a computer program per se or algorithms. Then in 2004, an ordinance came in picture wherein they have excluded that, okay, if a computer program per se, other than its technical application to an industry is there, or with the, so it can be patentable. So in 2004, there have been, multiple methods, multiple softwares have been granted. Then again, the act was amended, wherein again in 2005 we came back to 2002, wherein they said the computer program per se should be patented, per se cannot be patented, and or algorithms or mathematical method. So that is. Then in 2015 and 16 was the year wherein the Patent Office has issued very clarified CRI guidelines, wherein they have said in 2015, they again came back with an idea to combine software plus novel hardware requirement. But all feedbacks have been taken from the industry, from the stakeholders, and they amended the CRI guidelines, wherein they said that if the invention is exhibiting technical effect, then it is patentable. But again, did not provide any clarified or a very, I would say, universal guidelines which all our patent offices can follow, and due to which we saw many rejections or many unambiguous orders issued by the patent office, or I would say the startups or the colleges were not having a clarity on that aspect. So yes. So these were the basic, misconceptions that algorithm or software, whether algorithm is a software or algorithm is a pure software or what. And when any application presented to a examiner, which is having algorithm, so or which is having methods, so they consider that yes, each and every method might be an algorithm for a software related invention. And what is software per se? Software per se means hardware requirement is there, or it is only that hardware plus software is there. So the technical character, technical contribution, these things played a lot, and many applicants have contributed providing, solutions in their inventions that see that invention need to be, have more technical idea, and that is why it should be patented. But the court played a very, comprehensive role in providing clarity for Section 3K. Now, you can see in 2012, in Accenture versus the existing controller, the court has decided that if a novel function by a hardware or a special modification of hardware is not the test for clearing section 3K. So the novel hardware requirement was set aside by the code, that novel hardware is not a requirement to clear the section 3K exception, which is there in the Patents Act. Then these I will not go in each and every case law, but yes, I will go in the detail of Farid Elani versus Union of India, wherein that was the landmark case, wherein court has emphasized on AI-based inventions, considering that yes, the future is related to AI-based inventions. So how we can deny a patent to even a software which is contributing, or which is affecting, or which is providing a higher speed or economical use of memory, or it is resulting in data compression, which does result into a technical effect. And again in 2023, in Raython versus Controller, the court again asserted that hardware need not to be novel for section 3K. It is the technical effect, or it is the technical advancement of your invention which plays a role. So if your invention is having a technical effect or technical advancement to the already known process, already known existing software, then it is a patentable, because it delivers a technical solution, technical advancement in this era. So what are the important factors which have been considered by court in the different case laws? That if it is having a higher speed, improved security, technical contribution, technical effect, and hardware need not to be novel, or improved user interface also. So these are only very few. I have picked very few features which the court has actually highlighted in their judgments, in different judgments, when they are delivered in relation to software related inventions, where they said that yes, if we are saying if an invention is related to a software, then we need to see that how the entire invention is providing a solution to a particular problem, technical problem existing at the time of invention. Now again, there was a parliamentary standing committee, and they in 2021 recommended the Department of Commerce that there is a need of conversion of mathematical methods and algorithms to a process. In this way would make it easier to protect them as patents. So what they did, they actually studied what is their law evolving in US and EP. So they recommended to link the mathematical methods or algorithms to a tangible technical device or a practical application, as it has been done in the Europe and US. But after a consideration by the government, and they studied this recommendation for 2 years, and this year February the answer had been sought from the government, and the government came with this, that the Patent and Copyright Act is well equipped to protect artificial intelligence generated works and related innovations. So presently there is no proposal to create any separate rights or amend the law in the context of AI generated content. Now, that is why I have actually emphasized on section 3K. The section 3K emphasizes on computer program per se algorithms. Pranay has already clarified that artificial intelligence is a subset of software, wherein we just add an AI layer, and that AI layer emphasizes or harvests on the data which we have provided to different kind of AIs. If we are saying a CNN, then obviously we are talking about the image processing. If we are talking about the neural networks, then we are talking about how to process the data, or how to arrive at a decision in a very human way. So that is why the as of now the government has no they are not actually just amending the act or amending any guideline. And that particular the guideline which have been issued in 2016, and the act is playing a role when the patent office is examining the applications. But still, there are many other factors which we need to consider when we are drafting or when we are prosecuting the AI-based applications. So I will move on to that. So broadly, there are different kind of AI elements. Majorly, when we are talking about any AI invention, we talk about that how the AI architecture is there in this particular invention, which kind of AI model we are using, and whether we are using any neural network. If we are using any deep learning, that means a neural network with many layers of the neural networks, that is deep learning. Machine learning, then the training of the data set or training that AI model by the feedback of the data or by the feedback of output of the system which we have created. So these are the major types of AI which have been talk in right now. And as I was actually, last week I just came across a report that India is on the 5th place for the generative AI inventions, the most inventions filed in countries. So India is on 5th place for the generative AI inventions. Now, these are the type of AI because, see, when we are drafting an application, we need to understand that what kind of AI is using in this invention and how we need to evolve that AI or how we need to draft an application considering the type of AI so that we can capture all the technical elements associated with that particular AI in order to provide more complete or more deep or technical depth of that subject matter in this specification. Reason being, if we are having a technical depth in this in the specification, so that plays a major role because if you are going to amend the claims at a later stage, then you can have that particular support from the specification, from that particular technical matter which you have disclosed in the specification. But what if that technical matter has not been disclosed by the specification? Then you cannot actually amend the claims. You cannot go beyond what is not there in the specification. So these are the types of AI which right now majorly being filed in India or in the, I would say, global jurisdiction also. That is the conventional neural network, generative AI, large language models, which actually generate the human-like test. Then there are natural language processing, reinforcement learning, trial and error kind of thing, supervised and unsupervised learning, providing labeled and the unlabeled data sets. So how we go when any invention come to you, so how to identify that whether that invention has a gap or what kind of data or what kind of information you need further. So you need to identify that what is the technical problem in the context of AI and the AI type. Once you identify that, yes, what was the technical problem or what is the technical problem in the context of AI, because then you can only emphasize on that particular AI element and you can devise a solution in and around that particular AI element. And you can, perform a very good search with respect to that particular AI element. Reason being, if you are having a very good clarity on AI element and AI type, then you can correlate with that. You can see how crowded market is there and what kind of elements or what kind of abbreviations or what kind of terminologies they have used in order to achieve that particular solution. And if you are having any gap, you can actually, develop on your invention also that, yes, if it has already been there or it has already been disclosed in a different way. So the system requirements, the collection of data, then the processing of data, pre-processing, training process, post-processing, then the result and the feedback of the data to the system need to be taken care of. Now, these all factors plays an important role because it creates that technical depth, which I was earlier referring to. Without these factors, you cannot come to a conclusion, or I would say technical advancement, by which you can show in your specification that what kind of technical advancement you have done with your invention. Because you need to show that how you are processing the data, or how you're determining to pre-process or pre-processing the data. If you just actually, I will give you just give an example. If you just write a claim of processing a data based on AI model, or the AI model assisting a processing a data, that would be, not dealt very easily, or I would say not going to be granted very easily. Reason being, it is merely a processing of data, which is already conventionally is being done. But how you pre-process and then how you, after processing the data, that is there, because you are labeling some data, you are populating some data, and then processing and then pre-processing based on some conditions, and then you are processing that particular data into the system. So that plays an important role into it. Just a minute.
Okay.
Yes. So what are the essential requirements? So when we draft AI-based invention, apart from emphasizing on the technical elements, we need to emphasize on the sufficiency of disclosure. That how we are identifying the technical elements, then the relation in between the technical elements, whether that technical element is providing any technical contribution, and how that if we are having more than one technical elements, then how these technical elements in combination with each other are providing the technical contribution. Because we cannot just explain one technical element and then go to the second technical element. We need to emphasize what is the technical contribution of that particular technical element. So let's suppose if you are capturing the technical elements and you are using some mathematical equations or business terms or mental process in claims, that would not be advisable. Reason being, it is then give an impression in the mind of controller, in the mind of examiner, when they examine the application, that it is more related to mental process or mathematical method only. It will they might not understand, or they might not go into the details. So that is why we generally avoid using the terms which sounds like the mathematical equation or mental process. And in the disclosure, you need to show the technical contribution. You need to show that how that particular technical element is contributing to your invention. So how AI system operates at the technical level, like the technical enablement. Without the technical enablement, they will say that it is mere an abstract idea. You just actually disclosed one AI system, but how that AI system is enabling your process, enabling your method with a technical process. So you need to show what is the technical enablement in your invention. I will give you one example after a few of slides by which all you can understand that how we need to use particular words, or how we need to emphasize on, give weightage to some particular words, and how to use that particular words with relation to other words. So the structure of the AI models, then as much as possible, you can actually, emphasize on the structure of the AI model to overcome the inventive step objections, because if you're not giving any structure model of the AI, so if you're just given one structure model of the AI, and at the time of invention examination of the application, the controller might say that, okay, if it is the one structure detail of the AI model, but whether this structure detail of the AI model is giving you a technical output. So that is why you need to cover as much as possible. Reason being, let's say after a few years or after filing the application, you just develop an idea and you just see that okay, this invention covers the one or more inventions into it. So whether that particular another AI model can be covered in another divisional application, so that can only be covered when you actually define the structured details of AI model as much as possible, so that you can cover that particular technical elements of or AI model in order to, I would say, cover your further inventions, or to correlate with the other inventions, or to develop your product in a way so that you can have a better idea that yes, with that particular AI model, how you can how you have developed your experimental data, or you can show the improvement over the existing technology. So that is how we generally cover the technical specification, or when we draft the specification, how to show the improvement. If there is any experimental data, then you should provide that also. It will plays an important role in the mind of controller, in the mind of examiner. And how now we cover how to basically overcome the AI based invention. As till now the provisions are covered for the software also, but since the AI based inventions, we have seen a significant increase in the Indian Patent Office, wherein the Indian applicants, Indian universities are filing in the area of AI or ML, and that is how we can, develop a very good practice, wherein by which you can, provide a very insightful detail also, as well as to cover your scope of the invention in that particular application. So AI based invention is, as I already explained, that it just adds an AI or ML layer in a software system or method, and it focuses on data and then adapts from that particular data. So till now, what we actually covered, that the key factors for AI-based invention, the technical is the key. You need to emphasize on technical problem, the technical solution, technical effect, and technical advancement. So just in a quick overview, I'll just cover that how the technical problem, what is the technical problem. So it actually just reflects the need or gap, or I would say deficiency in the existing technologies. And it actually, you cover in this particular technical problem in the background section of the application. So it actually gives an impression to another person who is reading the specification that yes, how it improves upon the differ, or how it going to differ from the existing technology. Then comes the technical solution. So technical solution is that which defines the novel aspects of your invention or the solution. It shows that what are the practical method or process that is solving the technical problem which you have identified. So the patent specification is, covers that particular solution, which covers, which shows how it is different or how it is solving the technical problem more efficiently or effectively. So for example, if I'm saying AI-based image recognition, so we need to emphasize that what was the problem in recognizing the images at the time of invention. And then we need to show that how the AI is providing its solution to it, so that the efficiency or efficacy of identification of that images has been improved. So that is the key. Then the technical effect, technical advancement, that is the degree of improvement over your prior technologies. So it can be described with the help of some examples, results, comparison with the existing technology, or you can highlight that yes, whether it actually providing a higher accuracy in the task, it is whether it is reducing the complexity in an architecture, or it is providing more efficient processing. Then the technical effect. So the technical effect is a solution that how your invention solving that technical problem in a practical way, and what are the advantages of such technical solution. Because there might be more than one technical solution for one problem, but what is the effect of this particular solution, that is the technical effect. So it is again described, covered in the description of the application. And whenever we draft the application of any AI based invention, you need to cover the contribution of the technical elements, because the contribution of the technical elements would provide you a technical effect, which is having, which will show you the technical advantage when we use this, when we use that particular invention in a practical way. So how to prosecute like your AI based applications? You need to demonstrate the technical effect by providing some examples, that whether it is providing faster processing, reduced error rates, reduced complexity. You can rely on examples given in the specification. Technical advancement, you can emphasize on the practical application of your invention, that or how the AI technology which you are covered in your application is adapted for the particular field of this invention, of your invention. So I will just give you one example. Now here, see, this I've taken from one patent application which have been granted in India. So see how they have used the words and how they have related these particular words by emphasizing on the technical problem. That the modern day organization environments are heavily dependent on computing and communication systems for execution of their tasks. And then they have highlighted that protecting and maintaining the computing and the communication systems is therefore a fundamental task of the information or the IT sector. So you just see that what kind of weightages they have given and how they have related these particular words with their going to be technical solution. So this is the technical solution which is covered in the claim. I have not showed entire claim that would cover more than one slide. Now you just see, employing a trained neural network to estimate a probability of success of each of the ML models. The ML models have already been disclosed here. And then it recorded the performances of the ML models so that the model selection criteria can be, modified based on the results or based on the probability of success. How they have actually shown that what is the technical effect. So they said that the current data is updated in real time. This is, they described in the specification itself. So when a data update arrives at the current data, models are refreshed or rebuilt based on the current data. Each of the models thus rebuilt again and are again compared to each other and to the initial ML model for accuracy using the model selection criteria. So therefore, at each time a data wave arrives at the performance prediction system, the models can be rebuilt and the propensity score reevaluated to determine the status or condition of the entity in the terms of performance and stability. So this they have actually demonstrated that how the technical effect the invention is providing. So based on this technical effect, how the technical advancement is there, it can be applied to a network system, security systems, factory environments, or other systems where determining particular entity value is of significance. It builds customized models through parallel processing, which enables these models to rebuild improvised automatically in real time with nil or minimal manual intervention. You just see that they correlated with each element, considering technical problem, solution, effect, and advancement. So this we need to cover in the specification when you have any invention related to AI, or I would say software. Why? Because when you cover these aspects, then you are having a very good chance to prosecute or overcome the objections raised by the patent office. So what would be the important step that you need to show? You need to demonstrate the technical depth of the invention or which you are claiming in your claims. and it should not be limited to clarify the scope of the invention. I'll just show you some statistics. These are the applications which have filed and published related to AI in India. Now, if you just see in 2019, 724, you can see a very huge, I would say, increase in the filed application in 2021, 22, 23. In 23, you might see that the application have reduced, but it is not the case, because some of the application might got published later on this year or early next year. But you can see significant increase in the field of AI or AI-based application which have been filed in India over the years. And so, as I have already explained to you that India ranks 5th globally in the terms of number of generative AI patents published between 2014 and 23, as highlighted in world, like the sources Lexology. Now, how the AI is actually changing, or how the AI is providing a day-to-day, application or day-to-day advantages to human. Now, the Telecom Italia implemented a Google-powered voice agent. This all basically based on the Gemini. And Google have advertised it that yes, how they have actually providing, and how they are actually providing solutions to the different category of I would say fields. So it increased the efficiency by 20%. Formula E, everyone know that yes, the race is going to be for 1 hour, 2 hours. So what they have done, that they can summarize the 2-hour long race commentary into a 2-minute podcast in any language. And then Warner Brothers, used AI in a very innovative way. They used the Vertex AI, and they saw a 50% reduction in overall cost and reduced same time at the time, 80% time it usually take to manually caption a file without the use of the machine learning. So that would be all from my side. It is just giving you a glimpse that how you can prosecute, or what kind of factors you need to have in your mind when you came across an invention, or when you have invention related to AI, considering India as a market, and what factors you need to avoid, or what factors you need to include in the specification, how you correlate all these factors in an application, so that later on you can overcome rejections from the patent office. That's all. So if anyone have any questions.
Yes, thanks again, Jasbirji, very insightful presentation. So we'll open up for questions. If anyone has any questions, real quick, couple of them before we go to the next segment. And then, of course, we'll have more questions opportunity later. Okay, I'm just trying to see if we have any questions on this chat window. Okay, I think Aman is saying he has a question, so I'm not sure if you can unmute it, but if you could type into the chat window, I can read it out. I think the question has come is about the AI certificate course. So yeah, that's not related to the IP, but I can just chime in here and say that yes, there are quite a lot of courses available on AI. Depending on what level you want to learn, you can join those courses. There are courses available at NPTEL website. There are courses available from IIT Chennai, Kanpur, and quite few other sources, even in Udemy and other places. So I guess depending on what level you want, you would basically pick up the course. I think there's one more question from Rajni. How much time it takes for deep tech AI to get the patent issued in India? How much time it takes for deep tech AI to get the patent issued in India? Not sure if the question is clear, but I'm assuming your question probably is around how much time it takes to get AI patent issued in India.
Yes.
So if any one of you could pick up the question and answer, just PG or...
Yes. So Rajni, it depends whether the organization is a startup, university, or a large entity. Because government of India has given, provided many good initiatives. For example, if a startup is there, or if educational institute is filing an application, you can expedite the applications in the case of startups if you are having a startup certificate, or if any applicant is a female. Although it ranges in between, depending upon that how good your specification is, how you have taken care of all the deadlines. So let's say if you file an application and for a startup, I will just give an example. And at the time of filing, you filed early publication also, expedited request for examination also. It might get issued in 6 months also. It might get issued in 12 months time. But yes, we have seen many startups, got patents within 6 months, 5 months, or I would say 8 and 9 months. So because see, it doesn't depend upon that how which kind of AI tech you have covered. It depends upon the examination. So the examiner would examine the application, but the provisions which the government has given you would give you an advantage. Your application would be examined if you have filed an expedited examination, because you will enter the another pool, or it is like an express request where you join the other pool, and your application will get examined first, as for example if any other person has not filed the expedited examination.
Okay, thank you. So we'll take this last question before we move to the next segment. Can open source AI model used to develop a new application can be patented in India?
I think maybe I can quickly answer. Just you can add. The open source, see, when we are saying open source AI, right, I would say we are not copying exactly the open source AI model. We are saying how you are building a new application using AI, how you are training it, and so on and so forth, rather than the patent is about the open source AI model. I think the care should be taken when you are building an application, whether the open source allow you to use in a new application. But for patents, I think you can still use the available AI models, whether they are open source or not, for filing a patent. Basically, it's all. But you should be also letting the information know about how you train it, do you have pre-processing steps, post-processing steps, and so on. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so I think we have 4 special guests who will share their thoughts on role of IPR in academics and on AI and IPR. So I'd like to invite Dr. K. Chandramouli, who is manager at Technology Transfer, Geetham University. Thank you, Dr. Mouli, for your time. Over to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So my name is Dr. K. Chandramouli. I'm the manager for the Geetham Technology Learning Center, which was established by Department of Science and Technology, funded by the Department of Science and Technology for the whole of the Andhra Pradesh, and my team, Alekia and Meghana. And the main principal instigator of this Geetham Technology Learning Center is Professor Raja P. Papagaru. He is the Dean of Geetham School of Business, and Sombat is Deputy Director of Industry Relations. So this is the structure. So what is the GTech? what GTech do is GTech means Getam Technology Learning Center. It's the only center established in Andhra Pradesh for all of the academic institutions as well as the industries. So the main objectives of Getam Technology Learning Center is mining of technologies, identifying the technology requirements of MSMEs and in around region, and map the technologies available with the Getam repository, and evaluate and assess these technologies from the repository which are now mature and take up these technologies for further scale up depending upon the TR level, sir. To network with researchers with other institutions, national laboratories, and industries situated within the city of Visakhapatnam and nearby areas. The main thing we do is we connect industry and academia. So we go to industry, we reach out to the problems, we find out what are the problems, and we find solution for the problems with academia. So we reach out to the academia, taking the problem statements, and we search for the patents or already innovations which are nearby with the TR level, and we connect them. This is the main motto. And how do we protect this means? So if such patents are available in across in research institutions and academia, we mine them. If it is still under developed or TR level 1, we take it, we make them, we give them statements to them, problem statements to them, and we make them a team. They collaborate with different institutions. They bring up the TR level 5, and after making the prototype, we connect to them. So when we connect to them, we do have a facility of IPR patenting in the college. In the Getam Technology Center, we provide IPR facility for them through patenting and through law of college in Getam University. So this is what Getam do. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thanks again for a brief overview. Very helpful. Next speaker, I would like to invite Professor Krovi Rajashekar. He is a CEO HatchLab SRM University. Thank you, Dr. Shekhar. Please, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Nitin. It's a wonderful webinar given by your team exclusively. Just be the last inputs, few inputs on AI. I think it's a apt topic to most of the faculty. That before I give some more input, I am basically Professor K. Rajashekar, working as a CEO of HatchLab Research Center. It's an incubation center under SRM University, Andhra Pradesh. We started our incubation activities for the last 3 years, and we're also happy to announce that we recently recognized as one of the incubator by Mighty Minister of Electronics and Information Technology under Genesis scheme. I think they recently released Genesis. Mighty Genesis is a startup scheme. So we are fortunate enough to have. Coming to the university part, we have a separate IPR cell is there. There is an IPR cell spearheaded by Professor Vinod Kumar, who was a mechanical professor, worked in industry, Titan company, and he joined 6 years back SRM University when it is taken its shape in the 2017. Now coming to universities IP, I think we have, there is a data with me. I think if it is possible, let me share that. Am I? Yeah, I think. Is it visible?
Yes.
Yeah, I think this is what data from our university perspective. So we have still at
Actually, we are
least.
seeing the other screen. I think we see your shared screen, but not the presentation.
Okay, let me again do that. I think if now is it?
Yes.
Yeah, right. So this is what the data IPR from the university perspective overall. We have filed 275. It's only 7 years old. SRM University was 2017, a private university established by the government of Andhra Pradesh. So till now 275 patents were filed and published to 268 and granted 37. That's what one of the unique. The complete financial support and the fund will be given by the university only. We have a provision of supporting patent granting starting from the drafting till the granting. We have, this is what a few of the technology transfers done by Professor G.S. Vinod Kumar, who actually done with Titan company. That's what in collaboration with on 2 patents. But on the other side, it's a good initiative from your talk. That's what we can see, and most of our faculty are now going with the AI and ML research and subsequent patenting and other. So it's a good initiative, a wonderful opportunity to see further what the best we can go ahead on this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Shekhar, Professor Shekhar. I think very nice to see patents being filed by the university and emphasis on the IPR awareness, etc.
Yeah.
I would like to invite Dr. T.M. Manu, Principal, KLE College of Engineering, and Dr. Yeriswamy T., Dean Student Welfare at KLE College of Engineering, for sharing their thoughts.
Yeah, good evening, sir. It was really a very insightful presentation on the patent. And we at KLE Institute of Technology were now also recognized as a host institute by MSME and also the Karnataka startup. So there is a lot of innovation activities that are happening in the campus from the very young students, that is the undergraduate students and postgraduate, even for the research scholars. I think the points that were being shared by these gentlemen, Jasbir and Pranay, yes, we can use them as a very good inputs to share with your undergraduate students, because filing a patent should not later waste their resources. I think these inputs really are very useful to us. That will also help. We will definitely share with our students also. We will also be in touch with you to get more information on these, because innovation will definitely lead to patents. So, and we need to be very focused when we are applying the patents. That's what I observed. So thank you for giving me this opportunity to participate and speak to you guys.
Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, Dr. Manu, we can hear you, please.
Sir, just thank you for giving an opportunity. Sir, just I wanted to highlight what are the things which we do in our college actually. Now,
yes, please.
Our college is KLE Institute of Technology, Hubli, Karnataka, is an educational institute under our KLE society, sir. Actually, it's one of the biggest society in Asia, renowned for fostering academic excellence and technical innovations. Established in 2008, and our college aims to deliver quality education in the field of engineering and technology. The institute is affiliated with VTU, that is Vishweshwaraya Technological University, and is approved by AICTE, sir. And all the UG programs are accredited by NBA. And also, our college was having a rank in NIRF in 2022, sir. Just I wanted to highlight a few of academic excellence that we have with respect to our college. Like, our college is consistently producing good results in university examination. The institution emphasizes research-oriented learning culture, and encourages the students to engage in research activities from the undergraduate level itself. Like, our students have secured many prizes in national and international level competitions. And in our college, mainly we concentrate or we will encourage the faculties to do research and innovation, sir. Now, it has a strong focus on research and innovation. It regularly organizes workshops, faculty development programs, and international conferences to promote the advanced learning, sir. The establishment of incubation center also we have actually. Those will help us to bring the ideas of research scholars into a life. Like KLAT has established an IPR facility in association with KACST for IP filing and related procedures. Now, our KLAT has a center which will help them to file the IPRs. Like KLAT has successfully filed and received a grant more than 50 plus Indian and international patents actually. And now, as I said before, like we'll provide the startups for our own students who are passed out, like, and it is having a dedicated incubation space up to 2,000 square foot with 8 cubicles for a startup incubation. The institution is actively support entrepreneurship through its incubation and technology transfer facilities, like encouraging the students and faculties to work on real world projects and solutions. Now we have totally 5 startups. They are doing a fantastic work, and also we are proud to say we are partner of MSME and Government of Karnataka for executing the hackathons and NAIN projects actually. And also it is collaborated with many reputed something like training institute like AWS, RPA, and Samsung for students in training and upskilling the programs, upskill programs. And we have many collaborations with respect to IITs as well as NITs also. And this partnership will also extend the FTPs like recent ones, in particularly A and ML and cyber security. And in our college, just I wanted to highlight like what are the things which we do in terms of placement also. KLIT has a strong placement record with the students placed in top companies such as Infosys, TCS, Wipro. So the placement cell is actually works with an industry to bridge the gap between academia and industry needs, preparing the students for successful careers. And we also, in our KLIT, we help for extracurricular activities as well, co-curricular activities, and we have very good infrastructure, which will support to the students as well as faculties to upgrade their skills and do a good research innovations, actually. Now, so in the last, I wanted to thank all the members who are giving an opportunity to express our college like and what are the things that we do in our college. So thank you for giving an opportunity to express it.
No, thank you again for sharing these details. I think it's so nice to see all the colleges, Geetham, SRM, and Kelly, I think, are doing a great job in terms of promoting innovation, IPR culture, and all that. So I think definitely need of the hour. So we do have a few more questions. The next one I would say is a little longer one, but I guess Shivendra is trying to ask a question around hardware and AI solutions. So I guess I'll read it out. So he says, I'm developing a platform called Circuit Master AI, which integrates AI to revolutionize electronics design and prototyping for startups. The platform offers a streamlined cloud-based environment that combines AI-driven automation, circuit simulation, and real-time collaboration tools. Now, given that software per se is not patentable in India, could you help clarify whether our platform, which merges AI with hardware design and prototyping, qualifies for a patent protection? So that's the first question. Then the next question is, additionally, what specific aspects of our innovation, examples, AI algorithms, system architecture, or technical processes would be critical to highlight in a patent application to strengthen our chances of obtaining a patent? So Pranay or Jasveer, whoever wants to pick up this question.
The first of all, I think out of the whole thing, I read only one thing, considering that it is not patentable in India. I would say that, okay, if Cadence and Synopsys and Mentor Graphics, who would be your competitors, do this, why cannot you? So definitely it is protectable. I think the idea or the entire package of things, right, is broad. They can be divided into several multiple inventive concepts. And whatever is ready, wherever you have solution ready, maybe you should try to protect it. Definitely you can protect the whole pipeline, provided they are in synergies. But definitely you can protect, because I think just because you also have shared examples, I have shared examples, right? And India is not so different than Europe or US in terms of granting patents to software and AI. What do you just busy if you want to clarify in detail?
Yeah. So as Pranay has already, clarified, it covers a very broad categories. So definitely, you need to look which category you cover, or how you are going to file, or how you are identify the technical solution problem approach. It depends on that. And it is not software per se, as we have explained, Pranay has also explained that India is no different than the US and EP, and that is why the software inventions are patentable. You need to show the technical contribution of the elements and the technical effect.
Yes, thank you. And I think just to summarize, any innovation that you want to protect, I think will have the same guidelines, right? What's the inventive step over the prior art that you have? If it's related to software, what's the technical effect that you can provide with your innovation? and as long as we can argue that it's not a pure algorithm, I think it should be patent protectable. So thank you again for the answers. So I think I'll pick up the next question. How we can enhance our skills in AI during MCA? Okay, again, the question is out of syllabus here, but just to answer that, there are lots of courses available. Depending on what your current skill level is, you should pick up the course. It's definitely a wide area. You can go deep into many aspects of AI, but I would just start with the high level overview and pick up an area where you think will help you, right? Then I would say, let's see if we have more questions. Since most college universities encourage students to research and file IP, but do your academics give IP rights to students or take right with the university as the signing itself? Okay, so that's a question for the college leads here. If the college provides IP, takes IP rights. Okay, so I guess that's more like a comment rather than a question. So any question before we sign off? Any other question that anyone wants to ask on AI, patenting of AI, etc. will be. Okay, so there's a question from Adolf. What is the standard of protocol from Indian government? Standard of protocol from Indian government. Could you please clarify, Adolf, what exactly you mean by that? At least it's not really clear from the question. MSME with AI. Can we unmute, Paul, can we unmute Adolf and then see if he can ask the question?
Yes, sir. Sir, Adolf Wilson, can you unmute yourself and ask the question directly to the speaker?
Sorry, Adolf, can you please ask your question by unmuting yourself?
I think, Mr. Nitin, the question may be reflecting standard operating procedure on AI innovation. Is there any maybe relevant to that? He's asking about standard protocol from India AI mission is there, for example, right? Nitin, I think,
Yeah.
I think maybe the question reflecting that how India AI mission is taking that standard operating procedure and SOP. That may be relevant. I think you can justify from.
Okay. Well, I guess from the patenting point of view, I think we already heard from Pranay and Jasbir that the government thinks that AI patent inventions are similar to, or rather the current patent laws are sufficient enough for us to handle the innovations that come for patent protection in India, right? So from that perspective, I think the picture is clear. Now, if you want to ask about what's government take on AI, on different things, I think government across the world are trying to figure out how to handle AI from different perspectives, right? Today we try to delve into the IP protection aspect of it, but then of course there are many other aspects of AI and the laws are going to evolve around that. Things like how do you manage the safety and security or handling of data that's being used to train AI? Can the AI be free from biases? Can AI be more predictable so that we know why the decision was made by the AI systems, etc., etc. So I think it's a very wide topic, and so we are seeing that government is looking at various aspects and coming out with papers, etc. on these. So any Pranay or Jasbir, any comments or thoughts you might have on this? But I think on the IP protection side, we are pretty clear that it falls under the software inventions and current laws are being used to guide us.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll take the next question. Can a business process based on AI patentable?
Okay. So see, it depends on the business process, what kind of business process we are doing it. For example, with the case of Priya Randolph versus assistant controller, that was a business process, but again, that business process was relating to privacy, to deal with the privacy of a user. So that is actually emphasizing on the privacy of a particular user, so that is patentable. It depends on the process, but business methods as or process not have the word per se with that. If it is a purely business method, irrespective of what kind of technical advancement they are providing it, but the after all the incentive of having a business method is having more business. So that is what the I believe US and EP have also taken a stand onto it, that the having business method is clearly correlated to business incentive which you are getting into it. And however, in the Open TV case in India in 2023, court has said that yes, many innovations are happening in digital gifts or innovations. So we need to look at the act also, at the law also, that how to cope with that digital innovations which are happening. For example, digital gift, how you are providing one digital gift to from one person to another person. So it depends upon the specific business process, how that specific business process is being developed on the AI. I would say rather than you can actually highlight what are the AI advantages, providing doing some process and highlighting on the advantages over it.
Right. Sounds good. Okay, so I guess there are a couple of comments which are appreciating the content and the presentation. So thank you again for the comments. And I don't see any more questions in the chat box. So I guess I would like to thank all the presenters and speakers today. Thank you, Pranayji. Thank you, Jasbirji. Thank you, Edeswamy. Thank you, Professor Shekhar, Professor Moli, and for all the insights. Professor Manu as well. I think this was really useful and helpful. At least I also found quite a few things very interesting. So again, I would like to encourage all the students, all the folks who want to learn about intellectual property, please use L2 Pro platform. It's free. The certification is valuable and recognized by, as I said, it's given by NLU and CPAM and DPIIT. So it definitely is valuable. So please make use of this opportunity and share with others who wants to know more about IPR. If you have questions, then please feel free to share it through ASSOCHAM. We'll try to respond to that. Once again, thanks a lot to all the speakers for sharing your valuable insight and time. And we look forward to connect with you all on different platforms. So thanks again.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Yeah, stay in touch. Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye. Thank you. Just be there. Thank you. Bye. Anything.